I knew that Jaret Patterson was one of the best running backs in college football and was one of the biggest names that no one really knew about going into the 2020 college football season. He just exploded for 8 touchdowns against Kent State and was just a few plays away from breaking an NCAA record. He set many records along the way and so far into this young 2020 MAC season, but at one point he had no offers and no one wanted him, and he was crying in a bathroom because he didn't have any offers. Today we'll tell the inspiring story and why many call him the biggest sleeper in the 2021 NFL Draft. So who is Buffalo's Jaret Patterson, how did he become a star, and just how good can he become? Stay until the end to find out, and if you're new, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you love college football. Be sure to give the video a like, share it with your friends, comment your thoughts, suggest a future video topic, and turn on post notifications if you want to help the channel and my videos do better. Let me know who I should do next down in the comment section, and now let's get started with the inspiring story of Jaret Patterson. Despite rushing for over 2,000 yards and 23 touchdowns in his senior year, Patterson was not heavily recruited coming out of high school. Originally, Jarrett was not supposed to be a college football player to begin with, and him and his twin brother developed a close bond from a young age. In a feature article about the two of them by The Athletic, they detailed a recruiting trip to Eastern Michigan. Said, quote, "It was 2014 and the Patterson twins were high school sophomores on an unofficial visit at Eastern Michigan. They were amongst a group of players from St. Vincent Pallotti School in Maryland, hoping to impress Eastern Michigan University coaches and earn a scholarship offer. His brother James had met with the coaches and had gotten his first college offer. He then went looking for Jared so he could share the news. But James couldn't find him. He wasn't with his teammates, and after a bit of searching around the EMU athletic facilities, he found Jared in a bathroom trying to hold back the tears. He said, quote, "Everybody got their first offer, but they didn't offer me that day," Jared said. "My brother found me. It was an emotional day. You put so much time and effort into the sport, and you feel like it didn't pay off." Growing up, the two did everything together and always competed, everything from Madden to eating to NCAA 14 and just backyard football. They loved to compete in it, but they were always on the same team and on the same side, and they said that they were going to play college football together. They didn't want their parents having to worry about traveling to other schools, so they said they were going to play college football at the same school and make it easy on their parents. A coach at St. Vincent Pallotti said, quote, "If you would have seen the way they carried themselves when college coaches came in, James would tell them straight up, 'I'm playing with my brother,' and vice versa. They let it be known, we're playing together, so if you don't want my brother, you might as well not recruit me." That's how they were going the whole time, and he said he had never seen anything like that in the recruiting process, and the Pattersons told the coaches what they wanted to do, when it's usually the coaches doing the other thing. Jarrett only got 5 FBS offers from Toledo, Kent State, Eastern Michigan, Air Force, and Navy. James had a lot more, but not as many as he could have. He said, quote, "We lost some offers. James lost quite a few offers because some bigger schools didn't want to offer me, but wanted him." Buffalo offered James as a sophomore and Jarrett as a junior. They committed before their senior year in 2016, but there was a catch. Buffalo already had a running back commit in Kevin Marks, so Buffalo coaches asked Jarrett to gray shirt, which meant instead of joining the Bulls on schedule in 2017, he would enroll in January of 2018, technically part of the next recruiting class. They said, quote, "We'd love to have you, but would you be willing to come in January?" Buffalo coach Lance Leopold said. The request was for Jarrett, not James. But once again, James demanded that he and Jarrett stay together, so they decided to gray shirt together. Instead of spending their first year out of high school at Buffalo, they went back to St. Vincent Pallotti and helped the volunteer coaches and staff on their high school team and worked on their game. James said, quote, "It wouldn't have been right to have that dream without him. That's a dream I always wanted to share with my brother." When the Pattersons finally arrived at Buffalo in 2018, it was evident they could make an impact. Head coach Lance Leopold saw it early, even when some others didn't. Jarrett needed to work on his pass protection like any freshman, but he could make people miss when he had the ball. When a veteran player told Leopold he assumed Jarrett would redshirt, the head coach said not so fast and said that Jarrett had a real chance to play. From there, the rest is history, and if you want to check out the full article, I will leave a link in the comment section so you guys can read that. They were both Buffalo Bulls and ready to compete together. Patterson quickly showed why he won Player of the Year for his high school team and became the first Buffalo freshman to rush for over 1,000 yards in a season. This total earned him the Freshman of the Year honors in the MAC, as well as a spot on the All-MAC second team. His sophomore season is where Patterson truly made a name for himself. He finished the season just 1 yard shy of 1,800 yards, which was good for 5th most in all of college football and good enough for a school record. His incredible sophomore season included another school record, 296 yards and 6 touchdowns against Bowling Green. He finished his sophomore campaign as an All-MAC first-team selection and an Offensive MVP award in the Bahamas Bowl against Charlotte. Going into 2020, he was one of the more underrated players in America, and he wasn't going to be able to play until November, though. This past weekend, he tied the FBS record for rushing touchdowns in a game and had the second highest single game rushing yards total at 409 in 8 touchdowns in a 70-41 victory over Kent State. Obviously, he's very special, Coach Lance Leopold said. Some of those big plays. It's the patience, it's the vision he sees. Today, even more so, I think there were some broken tackles for either first downs or ones that ended up being huge gains or even touchdowns. Now you start adding his speed, quickness, and balance. That's what makes him one of the best backs in the country. Patterson's rushing total of 409 yards on 36 carries was the second most behind Oklahoma's Samaje Perine when he had 427 back against Kansas in 2014. It's not like this was just out of nowhere though. In Patterson's previous game on November 17th, he had 301 yards and 4 touchdowns and he went over Bowling Green. His 2-game rushing total of 710 yards is the most in FBS history, breaking former Texas star Ricky Williams' previous mark of 668, which was set in 1998. Patterson and Williams are the only 2 players in college football history with back-to-back 300-yard rushing games. Patterson also set another FBS record with 12 rushing touchdowns in 2 games. An offensive tackle for Buffalo said, quote, "It's honestly shocking. It amazes me how much he turns it up as the game goes on. As the other guys get tired, he turns it up and up in intensity." For only 4 games, Patterson is just 80 yards shy of his 3rd straight 1,000-yard season, and he became the first Buffalo freshman with more than 1,000 yards in 2018, and set a school record with 1,799 yards last season. So what makes this kid so good? Of the nearly 1,800 yards Jaret Patterson ran for at Buffalo last year, more than half of the running back's yard came after contact. That is 961 yards, and that kind of production after contact is incredible and invaluable at the next level. Last season, Patterson caught 11 catches for 200 yards and a touchdown, and those numbers aren't anything to write home about, but he does show that there is some diversity in Patterson's game, and with the NFL being a pass-first league, having a running back who can at least catch the ball and do things out of the backfield is becoming increasingly important. The biggest thing that's going to go against Patterson is there is a lot of talent in the 2021 NFL draft class, with guys such as Chuba Hubbard, Travis Etienne, Najee Harris, and Kylan Hill, but I think Patterson is proving people wrong every single day, and is showing scouts everything they need to see. I love Patterson, and I think he has real Sunday potential, but we'll have to wait and see how he does the rest of the year and how all the pre-draft stuff goes. It just goes to show you that recruiting really doesn't mean a whole lot, and the fact that a lot of schools wouldn't even take his brother because they didn't want Jarrett is just pretty crazy, and people like that always seem to do well in life because they have a chip on their shoulder and they want to prove people wrong, and I'll continue to be a big Jaret Patterson fan. What do you guys think though? Let me know who I should do next down in the comment section. Let me know who your favorite running back in the 2021 NFL Draft class is. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, share with your college football loving friends, comment your thoughts, subscribe if you're new, and check out all my other videos on the current end screen right now. I hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.